Give me a ping, Vasily. One ping only, please. Oh, you know, Vasily, just ping to your heart's contentment, for you make me happy. Well, hello everybody, this is your host Nino, and I am demonstrating to you right now that we are having a network connection on ArcaOS, the modern OS 2 derivative. You remember, like IBM OS 2 Warp 4.52, I think was the last version. Then the things became Ecom Station, which I could not possibly install. This was really a nightmare. It was driving the CD-ROM drive in the weirdest possible fashion and not able to read its data like 95% of the time. Not a defect CD-ROM, by the way. And then when I tried with ArcaOS, things went super smoothly. I did install OS 2 on my ancient AMD Athlon 64 3000 Plus machine, a processor from 2003, but my system I think is from 2007. And the thing is having 2 gigabytes of RAM, so everything here is very comfortable. OS 2 is running very beautifully, and in a past episode I also showed that I am having here Star Office and that I am having OpenWhatCom and so on and so forth. What I did miss, however, was a network connection. And I did indeed the cheapest thing in the world, for I got PCI network card, namely an Intel 1000 megabit per second Intel Pro. This is not an entirely random choice, for that is a network card that is also being used in VirtualBox. So, in other words, instead of trying to get my default SIS network card running, which did not work out, and there seemed to be conflicting information on the internet whether this motherboard is having a SIS 900 or SIS 190 network card, I opted for simply getting a compatible network adapter, which should be able to bring me finally online. And in doing so, let us see where in that might be. So I'm having here Thunderbird. I should be also having Firefox. Yes, and I do. And now let's go online on OS 2 with Firefox. Did I start it? Now I definitely did. But it's Firefox. So every browser needs a moment to start up. And I did. And here is Firefox. So the traditional browser test on this website has been to visit the BBC. And that's what we shall be doing now. Let's see how our new network card will be performing this and whether Firefox will show everything properly. Historic Trump mugshot released in Georgia arrest. Okay, but things are a little frozen here. Okay, I'm of course not sure, is this going to be now seen as a browser issue or as a, because you see here as a driver issue, but here you can see at 95 point something percent, and then no longer updating is my processor load as it is being used by the system. So I think that's it. I think you also saw something interesting the BBC managed to crash OS 2. Well, I have nothing further to operate here. Control Alt Delete. Will that do anything? It does not. That is extremely unfortunate. And I'm afraid I'll have to press the hard reset. Well, I'll let you briefly see the boot screen, or maybe even the boot sequence, right? But there you can see like what sort of machine that is. And then of course we shall be trying again as to whether one can browse with this network card at all. Yeah, you see how MS-DOS-ish somehow the whole OS 2 thing is. And here comes up my network card. Media copper, I love it. With nowadays savings efforts, one can only hope they do not ever replace the copper with the plastic. And if you're laughing, I have seen cables like that. They are basically consisting of a plastic wire, I'm serious, which is however coated in some type of metal cover. But it is no longer a stable metal wire and it is utter trash. So let's go again to Programs, to Installed Software, to Firefox, and let us start Firefox up again. Processor load is increasing to over 30%. And we will not go to the BBC. We will try to stop that. The system is stopped. Record all of the above information and contact your service representative. Exception in module JFS. The system detected an internal processing error and so on and so forth. So that must be an OS 2 blue screen of death. I do find it super sweet how you're getting here the entire CPU register information. And so far, I will reboot this again. I do not seem to have a chance. Maybe I should plug out the network cable. Maybe that will be my chance of starting Firefox without visiting the deathly BBC. Okay, yeah. Replay journal log and so on and so forth. Media copper. Let's have another shot at it. I will for a moment though take out the network cable. So, no more network. Let's try to not visit the BBC. Network Firefox. Maybe it's just Firefox crashing. As if that would be any consolation of anything. No, you're not going to go to the BBC. Ah. I need to quickly open a second tab. Quickly kill the BBC. Very good. And now in its settings, tell it to always start with a show my homepage. And the homepage is choose what I share. Just a second. Blah blah. Okay, don't want that. Preferences. Show my homepage. Show a blank page. When Firefox starts, show a blank page. Very good. Now let's visit. But I may have to get network again. Let's visit Google. Simplest website of all times, right? So www.google.com. So Firefox in general terms seem to be at all usable as a browser. Only we should never visit the deathly BBC. Now, in case you're curious, what are we visiting Google with? Let's go towards About Firefox. We are on Firefox ESR 38.8. Mighty antique. But I should be having something here, which I have not yet tried out for lack of network. Programs that should allow me the installation of software. So this is the installed software, I see. But maybe in the utilities, it should be a sort of yum package manager. Problem determination tools. Firefox murders my OS 2. How about that? How about that for problem determination? Okay, I'll just spend for a second to try to find where exactly was this yum install graphical interface. Otherwise, we'll just try yum from the command line. Yes, so there it should be. And the computer install remove and then Arca Noae package manager. Your system's library search path should be updated in order to minimize the risk of conflicts. Do you wish to update it now? If you proceed the sequence, cuser local lib and cuser lib will be moved to the beginning of the search order. Yes. The config sys has been updated. Please shut down and reboot before continuing. I shall do so, but without having you watch. Still, what you just saw is the most entertaining mix between something very much like MS-DOS and something very much like Linux, right? Like this path was so Unixy from the general idea, but at the same time, we're talking about a C drive with backslashes. See you in a second. So, I'm back. The only thing which I'm seeing is the repository server repos.arcanoae.com could not be contacted. May Google this afterwards. Command prompt window. Aha. Updating repository data. Well, then I will not need this. Just wanted to ping around to see do I have network at all. Okay. So this is updating and showing me what I have in terms of the yum package manager. I have BC, which really might be worth it because I do like to have BC. Ash, I mean, what do I care? CPIO, maybe curl. And yeah, grep. Grep might be useful though. HP lib, in case I want to install an HP printer, but I don't want to, I would pick brother. Then we were, and that is because of the ink status nonsense which HP is lately doing. So then we're having OpenSSL, of course, which might be interesting. Popular utils may be useful. Python, yeah, but it's just Python 2. And unzip and so on. Oh, wait a minute, I think these are installed anyway. So if I go for a command prompt, oopsie, I picked command prompt full screen and I'm now really so far back in 1998. So, okay, we realized then this was the... Oopsie, how did I exit this? quit. Yeah. Yay! So bc quit and command prompt exit. And now I'm back from 1998, back to the future, Marty. And so most of these are actually installed anyway. And the only ones which are not installed are those empty yellow hexagons, which are very few to begin with. But interestingly, ncurses. Ah, wait a minute, I have these are installed. All right, I am so blind. So this is what is available. So now, having looked a little bit around at what is available, I must say I was not smitten by it exactly, to be entirely frank. Because if we look for Lisp, there is none. There are no browsers. It's sort of, what am I going to do here at all? Like, what is nice is that they are having some GCC compilers here. And what was interesting to notice that apparently they should be having bash. So yes, let me see bash in terms of OS2. Gosh, so this is bash. Okay. Interesting bash prompt. But now we are having a change of the backslash to the forward slash. And what I might do here, because I believe I saw it, what would be of course interesting, might be to install OpenSSH. Let's see how smoothly that goes. Install. It's a not too large, not too small package. And available changed. And apparently, though, that I don't know what it installed. Which SSH? Which SSHD? None. Which? Like, does which work? Yes, in user bin which.exe. The marriage between DOS and Unix continues. There were such programs in the past that they were giving you for MS-DOS a set of little coms and x's which would be emulating Unix behavior. So apparently I have to install OpenSSH clients and servers separately after having installed OpenSSH. Whatever that's for. Normally OpenSSH is a meta package which gets you things. Aha! Now the lot of other programs are coming along too, so that should be a whopping 4 megabyte. But afterwards I might be having OpenSSH, so let's see how that is going. We're at 16 of 17, 17 of 17 packages downloading. Now things are getting installed. Updating and obsoleting was one of the prompts. That was cool. Okay, I'll give you a break and let's see whether that installs. Well, I'm getting interesting messages here, such as in a non-recoverable error occurred and the process ended. That was just my little witch experiment, my little witch hunt, haha. No longer closes though. Look at this. This is really funny. It doesn't close because likely I'm having bash run. So look, I'm closing. Nothing. Like bash command not found. So I apparently have to exit bash, and then the window stops immediately. This is like in Kill Bill, right? This thing which this girl was training. But I mean, that's it. I think that's it with my package manager. Refresh. So, that was a brief adventure. Slightly unfortunate. That is, it seems that I no longer have a package manager functioning. It's not the common occurrence one expects when one is trying to install programs. Add new program, search for and select programs to add. Maybe that. Use database, okay. That's something entirely different. These are programs I might be able to add to my desktop if I so wanted. I must admit though that there are a couple which I am interested in. In particular, CalcExe. So let's unclick all of them and just re-click the ones I want to have. QBASIC for definitely sure. The calendar, yes. Calculator, yes. Notepad, yes. Windows control panel, no. Don't really care that much about it. Or maybe yes, because maybe there will be something about the network there. Clock. Yeah, sure, I don't even know what is ClockExe. Not even sure, haven't seen it. Okay. Add programs to desktop is complete. And then I can just close this. Good. So for the Windows programs, apparently I'm having here under desktop programs, Windows programs, the program manager. And that is the most amazing thing in 2023. The program manager from 1990? When did this thing pop up? In Windows 2, that must have been in the 80s. So we're having here ATM README. Adobe Type Manager. I mean, I was on OS 2, I was no longer sure what that might mean. Then we are having here all of this sort of thing, the control panel, the WinOS 2 setup. Goodness gracious, run QBASIC. Maybe I should, oh. So we are having QBASIC. And we're having here the amazing QBASIC help file. I mean, I love it. Print. Hello. I may say I love it, but I have to try it out because frankly on this system things are not always as obvious as one would wish. So I have no... Hello. Yeah, great. And about... So yeah, this is QBASIC 1.0. So I cannot compile exe files on this thing. But that will not spoil the pleasure. Exit WinOS 2. That is ending my 16-bit Windows session. Amazing. And now, what was it? Computer. Install the move. Arca Noae package manager. An error has occurred. The process has ended. And still I do not have package manager. That's unfortunate. So it does nothing and it's just ultra unstable. But there wasn't anything too much to install. The only missing thing really was wget and GCC. But I have the OpenWhatCom compiler anyway. And GCC was in an ancient version, so OpenWhatCom is just going to give me perhaps a better C environment for OS 2 anyway. Yeah, well, with that pretty much, I mean, I can now try to find a newer browser for OS 2. The whole endeavor's nomination sounds absurd enough, right? Might try to find Firefox for DOS, speaking of it. But that's pretty much it for today. I think we could see now that I had for a moment a brief glimpse of the internet. I have learned that the BBC is a dark corner and I no longer have a package manager. I think that rounds up today's episode rather nicely. Thank you for having joined today. I do hope to greet you here sometime soon again, best as regular guests, which would make me very happy. And until then, I wish you a wonderful time. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Post dictum. I'm trying to fix the whole thing. First by having issued rpm space -- rebuild db. And now I am just going to update yum itself. And then I'm going to do the system updates. And then I hope I will be able to again use the package manager, just in case it happens here to anyone else. That seems to have worked. Now I have again a working yum, and I just set yum update in order to refresh my system in general. Less RPM on the system seems to be pretty short. I tried to install something as simple as wget, and I mean, the update failed because some issue was with some repository here, rpmdb checksum is invalid, and so on and so forth. Guys, you need to do better than that if you want to have this package manager. Yum update finally worked after I did the yum enable repo command you see, just for the record.